The Thames River is a 15-mile-long tidal estuary bordered by 7 towns. It acts as a habitat for wildlife and a conduit for human commerce and recreation. It's also the final destination of wastewater for many of our communities. Millions of gallons of treated effluent from wastewater plants in Groton Town, New London, Groton City, Montville, and Norwich flow into the Thames every day. The treated effluent is clear, clean water that has to meet state standards. But certain unregulated contaminants are a growing concern among scientists. Alison McKay, a professor of environmental engineering at the University of Connecticut, has been testing wastewater and the rivers that receive it for traces of several prescription and over-the-counter medications, as well as Triclosan, an ingredient in many antibacterial products, including hand soap. McKay worked with the Day to test water from the Thames, but cautioned that finding chemicals in such a large, complicated body of water could be like finding the proverbial needle in the haystack. Samples were collected near the wastewater outfall from the Norwich plant in Norwich Harbor, and near the outfall from the New London plant. Samples were also taken directly from those plants, as well as Groton City and Groton Town. Laleen Bodepaksha, a doctoral student at UConn, tested the samples in the environmental engineering lab in Storrs, using a complicated multi-step process called high-performance liquid chromatography mass spectrometry. None of the samples taken directly from the Thames contained detectable quantities of the 11 compounds being tested for, but the effluent taken directly from the plants did. No contaminants were found in the samples from Groton Town, but triclosan showed up in samples from the other 3 plants, with the highest level of 493 nanograms per liter coming from Groton City. The Groton City effluent also contained traces of ibuprofen and gemfibrozil, a blood pressure regulator. Triclosan is of specific concern because it targets the thyroid system of humans and wildlife. It degrades into a dioxin-like compound and can spur the emergence of antibiotic-resistant bacteria. But the chemical remains unregulated by the FDA.